Welcome everyone to the August 27th Town Board meeting, Unionville. We're 1 week behind here because of some conflicts in scheduling. But we'll be back on track next month. We'll start with a salute to the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. I'd like to request session, which would be at the end, do it after the public comment agenda. And that would be to discuss possible hiring of a specific person. Attorney says that meets the criteria for session. Motion to that effect. Thank you. Aye. Okay, thank you. The financial report for the end of July. In the general checking account, we have 1,02,264. Miscellaneous receipts are 120,763. General money market is 233,933. In the general New York class, we have 2,715,000. In the New York class reserve is 5,115, and New York class ARPA is 8. For a total there is 78,092. Highway checking is 5,6,000. 774. Highway New York class is 72,852. The Highway New York class West Clove Mountain Bridge is 603,282. And the Highway New York class equipment reserve is 179,191. Their total is 1,415,158. Total between the two is 5,493,250. Overall year to date, July year to date income is favorable by 269,000 versus the budget. Due to higher revenue, we're up 69,000 in revenue and a timing of expenses. Year to date revenue is up 69,000 according to the, versus the budget due to higher rental of real property. That's the solar field and the franchise fees of Cablevision, equestrian and mortgage tax. And the overall year-to-date expenses are 200,000 favorable versus what the budget. That's timing. Town clerk will have further detail. This we are hosting the festival here this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I will let her speak further about that. And also, more good news on the cell tower. The bill that was passed by the legislature has now been signed by the governor. So everything is just wait for a copy of that to be received here to get to the work stuff. Welsh.
Okay, in anticipation of the budget, I'm looking at some capital projects that we might want to consider around the park and around the town. So further discussion when we get into the budget details. That's been my focus.
Sure.
Also, one other quick thing, I've been watching how much they've been doing on the salt shed. Ed would comment, but did a fabulous job with all that concrete work's done, and they're doing the framing already.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with the library issues. A lot of residents are asking me where we're at. Not much has changed, but hopefully in the near future, I can give you some more information. And I have been working on or planning on some of the things that I would like to do with the budget. And we'll get to that in the next couple of weeks. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Derlin?
Really much the same that the other gentleman spoke about. Watching the salt shed go up, it looks great. Looks like it's gonna be with us for a long, long time. And the budget as well. So that's about it.
Very good. Councilman McGivney?
Just want to remind residents, we have the Balloon Festival, this weekend. Andrew's going to talk more on it. I believe we still have discounted tickets for, town residents, so, take advantage of that. It's a great weekend, great event here in town at Time Warner. As some of the other councilmen said, stopped by the salt shed, yesterday, coming along very nice. Concrete work looks, really good. Framing's coming out nice. Looking forward to getting that done, and that'll serve our town for many years to come. That's all I got.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Town clerk?
Yes, the Balloon Fest, it's here. We are still selling the discounted tickets. I think the website says we stopped on the 22nd, but Frank has allowed me to sell them up until tomorrow. So if you come tomorrow by 4 o'clock, you can purchase them with either cash or check. And those are basically half price for Unionville residents. He was here last week, so I'll just touch on a few of the things. Every food you could possibly imagine in the form of a food truck, and entertainment, bands, beer and wine. So it's a really great event for all ages. Secondly, if you are interested in crewing, which is basically helping the balloonists after they land, collect the balloon and bring it back to the field, they are still looking for help. So please contact me and I will pass your name along to the chamber to do that. Other than that, we are experiencing a slight increase in revenue due to marriage licenses covering for Town of LaGrange while they're on medical leave. So we have a little bit more activity there. Also, our favorite assemblyman, AJ Behan, he also is doing a dog food drive or pet food drive. So we have a drop box here that's located in Town Hall if anyone has anything that they would like to bring, as well as, of course, our ongoing St. Vincent de Paul food pantry for human non-perishable food. So if you have either, we're happy to take it. And if you have any questions, obviously contact my office. That's all I have.
I just wanted to add something we did. Tickets. Tickets online or town hall in advance. Okay.
Salt shed well underway. Bit of scheduling, they're tending to start sheathing walls tomorrow. Friday, our trusses and crane are showing up supposedly Wednesday. So they'll start swinging trusses Tuesday or Wednesday when they show up. So I anticipate a roof on the building by the end of next week. They'll start shingling it. And we're moving right along on that. I am very pleased with the contractor we chose. Great job. So that's the salt shed. We had one of our employees decide to leave, so we are now short a man. So we are down to 3 full-time employees. So there's things that need to be done around town. Please bear with us. We'll get to it, but we are very short-handed. I am.
Highway department.
And we do have an opening. Other than that, our guys are shouldering roads that were just resurfaced, doing the normal maintenance of mowing and keeping ditches clean and that kind of stuff. Rainy days, which we haven't had too many, they're getting the trucks repaired this winter. And I guess the last thing is at some point, board needs to look into getting us a trailer. Our equipment trailer is pretty much run its course. It's not safe anymore to really use the way we need to. I gave you all a packet of
Thanks.
three prices. Whatever you guys decide, I'm not too familiar with any of these brands, but I think the Kaufman's about as good as we'll get for the dollars.
You want to have a discussion on that now?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
You don't have.
Well, let's hear.
Well,
You can read through it.
We want to work this in front of the attorney.
Sure.
No, because I was up there, it was yesterday, and the guys pulled in with that, they showed me suspension.
It's a little.
Yeah, we need to get that in place. Yeah. So we have three quotes here. And they're similar, somewhat similar to, the middle quote is not the, there's a lower weight capacity. And then one from Coffee. And
8390.
I think there's about $500 delivery charge on that.
There's a few options that we would opt for that we only have.
Yeah, I have two Kaufman trailers myself, and I purchased two of them at, the other job I was. They are very well trailers.
I see.
Noticeable difference in price.
Yes, lowest bid.
Yeah.
You know, if we decide that's the way to go, we could have the attorney draw up a resolution for next meeting.
You know the lead time on this? I reached.
I-
out, they never.
it- I have checked with them recently. It was about 6 weeks. Oh, and the other thing is, I did check with, finance. Have the funds bill.
Oh, excellent.
Well, I think we should go with the Kaufman, and I think we should have it through. One was
What was
12.8, the other was
The
13.
extra.
Oh. Yeah, and the second closest bid is 5,000 pounds less capacity.
So 17,000 gross weight, is that sufficient, Ed?
Yeah.
Okay. 82-inch width sufficient?
Yep.
Any idea how old the other trailer was?
Bought under the force.
It's a while. Things right. Been
Actually,
banging around for a while.
appears to be in good shape.
Don't look close.
Yeah, don't look underneath it.
Talk it up, it's going to the auction.
I'll make a motion.
About 500 above the front page. It's gonna be just up to 9,000. Well, plus delivery, yeah, 95.
Have you had a chance to look at all these quotes, are the additions that you want in here and
Yes,
charged, it's all buried in the quote?
right.
All right, so I'll work it out.
I can work it with you and she point it out to you.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, gentlemen.
And thank you.
It's a necessity for sure.
Okay, animal control. John, you want to read the first one? We have,
Sure.
June of this year.
Okay. June. During the month of June, there was one lost dog, 3 found dogs, and 1 wildlife call referred to DEC.
Okay, that's short, and sweet.
Let me do July.
You may as well fix that up. You were on the print, it looked like it was gonna take long.
No, it's not gonna take long. July report, during the month of July, there were 2 lost dogs, 5 found dogs, and 2 dog complaints. Respectfully submitted, Mary Jean Calvi.
Okay, thank you. It's kind of like your shop receipt. Pick up 2 items and
Yeah,
put long receipt. Okay. Any, you fail fire.
Hey, so I'm Kathy Welsh, President of the Unionville Fire Company and also the Public Information Officer for the district. So I got a bunch of news for everybody. So I just want to remind people that we're still running the aluminum tab campaign for Ronald McDonald House Charities. You can drop off your aluminum tabs at Town Hall, or if you're not able to, make it out of the house, we could, send somebody to get them. Again, thanks to everyone who's participated so far. I have a lot to give to Marie Elliott, who we meet and exchange tabs on the road. I got a bunch. So next time I talk, I'll have more of a pound. So far it's 80 pounds, but that, it's not including what I have so far. So, okay, so that's the tabs. And then just to advise our residents that our annual appeal letter for the fire company has been sent to the printers and will be mailed out soon. So look for our yellow envelope in your mailbox. And the appeal letter asks for volunteers and also for monetary tax deductible donations. And we're always very grateful for either. And I want to talk a little bit about our recruitment campaign. So we're running an 8 to 10 week aggressive recruitment campaign to gain volunteers who are interested in becoming active members. In a recent poll, one of our members asked random people about our fire company. Most polled still think we are paid. In fact, we run an all volunteer fire company. We're trying to avoid a paid company, which is one of the many reasons why we're running this new recruitment campaign. If we had paid firefighters, the line on your tax bill for fire tax would increase substantially. So you can always thank a volunteer firefighter for keeping your taxes down. So here's what our campaign looks like. So look for our colors, yellow and blue. We're going to be placing 5x7 postcards with about 5 different designs in various local businesses for interested persons to pick up. They will have a QR code on them to bring you to our Join Us page on our website. Since Unionville does not have a lot of commercial businesses, we want to be at locations where our residents shop, eat, and generally conduct their daily business. We'll be at different locations in town and just over the border of Unionville, doing what we call live intercepts, which means engaging the public and answering questions in hopes to gain more interest in volunteering. We'll be making the public aware of each location via social media and our website in case anyone wants to stop by to say hello or thank our volunteers. The locations that we have scheduled so far is the Recycling Center and Hangers Cafe right in town. Posters. We have posters that'll be placed in various local areas such as post offices, grocery stores, our recycling center, and anywhere that will accept a poster. Our efforts will also include mailing postcards. Another fun thing, we've teamed up with our local pizza establishments, and we're going to be placing some type of literature on the pizza boxes. So when you pick up your pizza, you'll see yet another way we're trying to reach potential volunteers. We're working on all types of videos for recruitment, one of which is reaching out to our residents. So residents, if you're willing to be on a little snippet of a video to share a testimonial of how we may have helped you in the past, please let me know. If you're too shy to be on camera, you can write a few sentences and email them to me. Another way, we're going to be increasing our social media coverage. We're on Facebook and Instagram. Let's see, so I guess that's about it for that portion of it. Other news is during the Balloon Fest, a lot of talk about that tonight, beginning this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Our volunteer EMTs and others will be stationed at, the ambulance will be stationed and our EMTs will be right here in the park. Now, we're also going to be selling T-shirts as a fundraiser for Trees for Troops. A check of the proceeds will be presented to the Salt Point Fire Company / Pleasant Valley Fire Company. So Trees for Troops, what's Trees for Troops? It's a program of the Christmas Spirit Foundation, which provides free farm-grown Christmas trees to United States Armed Forces members in all branches of the military and their families through the donation sponsorships, grants, and the work of many volunteers. So we'll be selling T-shirts for that. Let's see, another fundraiser will again be serving breakfast and lunch at the September 28th equestrian event at Time War. Want to mention our September 11th Remembrance Ceremony, which will be Thursday, September 11th, 6:30 p.m. in Burbank across from the firehouse. Everyone is welcome and very encouraged to attend. So volunteering, it's a great way to become more involved with your community, meet your neighbors, make new friends, and it also enriches your life. So come on over and say hello to us during any of our events. To contact me, visit our website, uvfdny.org, excuse me, and click on the Public Information Officer tab. I have all my contact info there. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're down to public. Okay, that brings us to new business, of which we have none. Old business, the employee handbook amendments, I had hoped to have some here ready for tonight, but what I've been doing is amendments, sometimes they refer to another section of the handbook. And I go find that area needs some work
Like the
as
zoning
well. So I'm trying to take a closer look, and yeah, exactly. A closer look at this thing, trying to get everything worked out so we don't keep coming back.
Okay. Good idea.
Initially, I went through looking for stuff I knew. But now I'm trying to sort out stuff that's confusing. But I will come back with that to work progress. The surplus sales results are in, and boy, I think they're very favorable. The Explorer went for $5,400. Looked that up on KBB, and that appeared to be about 6,300 market, so we're very close to market value on that. The Parks dump truck went for $33,500.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I think that was a smart move on our part to have it repaired.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It wouldn't have brought anywhere.
No. Yeah, this way the new owner could use it right away.
And then the surplus mower was $350. I was hoping $50. I think we did very well.
Yeah.
And anybody else has any other opinion? Hearing it. Otherwise, I'd like to entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll say second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Looking forward to putting our trailer.
I mentioned at a previous meeting that our, some of the sensors down at the, malfunctioning. So we had the, estimate given here for having them replaced. And then going forward, they would be under service contract and place that, you know, what that will cost. That number is $5,900. That does bring a little additional to the service contract. These are all wireless units at this point. Wire.
Very nice,
Failures.
yeah. State of the art.
Yeah, I think that's a good quote and will make this thing more trouble free.
Has to be done.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's essential.
Yeah, and we have camp down there too, so it's good to get those things fixed. So it's, it's not a safety issue anymore.
Right. Ian, is this something we can do on a motion?
They're your current, right?
Yeah, they are. We
So
have a
with the
contract with
contract
them.
with them, this looks like they did inspection.
Right. Yeah, they did an inspection. Yeah, that's right.
July, right?
Yeah, and that's turned up these sensors that weren't working. And were part of the old system. So they came in and gave us a quote to update them, and then they would be included in the service contract.
I'll make a motion that we accept that proposal and proceed with.
I'll second it.
Is that appropriate? We don't need a resolution. I mean, that amount is not, I don't think at the,
Yeah, so any expenditure of money for auditing purposes, of paper and filing, I always recommend a resolution or can proceed on a motion if they so choose.
okay. How about if we do this, that I can contact the alarm contractor to go forward, and we'll have the attorney draw up an official resolution,
Next week.
retroactive, yeah. Does that sound good? Motion to that effect?
So
Second,
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Okay, that brings us to the RD 10 code change proposal. I've done a lot of soul searching. And I've spoken with a number of residents, including the family of a former supervisor who I see as a mentor. And I'm trying to, carry the town in this direction. I feel that this code change is a good change. I know there's some opposition to it. Every time we make a code change, there's been opposition. The change, from the. I'd like to suggest that we get this motion and get it done. We're close to the finish line. And, I think we need to cross it. I was at a grant workshop this morning. And the instructor there was talking about a situation very similar to this. And one of the things that he said, and I wrote it down, he says, if you're not growing your town is dying. And I do feel that we need to bring in limited commercial enterprises here in order to keep this town going forward. Eventually, if we don't, and we just keep filling up with subdivisions here, we're going to get to a point where the town becomes unaffordable for the people who have lived here all their lives. And that's my opinion on that. I don't know if there's any other discussion here.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about this at length. Unfortunately, I think I disagree. I don't think we should move forward with it. I think if we're going to consider this any further, I think it needs to be part of a larger scope of looking at that entire zone as a whole, not just this small piece for, potentially for one applicant. I think we gotta, just like we did in the TC zone, we looked at the entire zone and did comprehensive review of every aspect of that zone. I think we have nothing but opposition here. I think we haven't really
Well-
found anybody in favor. I'm not.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that I just personally, I agree with you on the, if you're not growing, you're dying kind of thing. I totally agree with that. I just, for this particular project at this point in time, not even the project, just this code change. At this point in time, I think that we need to do what we did with the TC zone and go through the entire zone. And, we have talked about the fact that we need to review the master plan and all these other other items and how costly that is. And if we're gonna slowly start doing this, that we should take a comprehensive look at each zone one by one, like 1 year or whatever we decide to do, and make the changes then. I think this one, unfortunately, is just, I don't think it fits what we're trying to do as a whole. You know, I understand that this project looks attractive and enticing to some people. And it does bring business, but at the same time, I think that if we're gonna consider this, we need to look at the entire zone. Everything in RD10, not just one particular thing.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I think we should proceed on this. I think it's very important to realize that we weren't intentionally looking at one little piece of property. We're doing something that would apply to about 32 other properties in town. And I think it's very important that we protect the rights of landowners who have a right to do what they want to do with their property, so long as it's within code. And I think if we need to make a change to help some of our landowners, I think it's important. I think this project in particular is something that would benefit the town, not just because of that one piece of property, but because of the other properties that it would apply to.
Okay, anyone else?
Yeah, I have a concern that the whole idea of the rezoning was initiated by a project that probably should have been brought by the zone before the zoning review board rather than a zoning change. I think it would have worked out better to the applicant's advantage and to the town's advantage to go through the ZBA process rather than change RD10 throughout the whole town. Because it's one project, so I keep that in mind.
Yeah, with the ZBA, the problem there was that it wasn't an approved use, and the ZBA is not really capable of giving variances on uses. A use variance that has to go, it needs to be appearing in the code. Anything else, the other requirements they can address, but the uses, and that was the reason, that's what actually initiated this was a change of use.
They can issue a use variance, it's just impossible to get it.
Yeah, that, and it's likely to be challenged.
Yeah, oh, well, I'm
And,
fairly certain this will be challenged too.
anyone else?
Just on harping on what Kevin said, that it's gonna affect 32 other lots. I mean, we do need to be clear that this is brought about by one project. And it just happens to affect other lots.
Well, we tightened up the restrictions on that as well. I spoke with the planner and they were very impressed with the restrictions that we put into this to protect the character of the town. And they also stated that this would give property owners of farms that are no longer farms an opportunity to, generate funds in order to keep their lands. People that had their lands in the family for years and years and years are being forced out of the town because of the cost. And this is an opportunity for them and, to try and generate some revenues to keep their lands.
I do agree with that particular thing that you said there, but I also think that there's so many other moving parts in that within this. And I think that if we're gonna do that, we should look at the RD10 as a whole and make changes to the RD10 as a whole. If we find other things, just literally just as you were talking about in the handbook, that we should take a comprehensive look at the handbook. We should also take a comprehensive look at RD10.
I don't disagree with the looking at the comprehensive plan. And that was something I learned at the grant workshop this morning. There are grants available for that purpose. But we've already come this far with this thing here, and it's just, let's kick it over the goal line.
I think we spent an incredible amount of money.
And
We're only
nothing.
we're only gonna end up spending more. I know. Well, I didn't think that we thought the juice was worth the squeeze. And
Well, that was
we
your
know.
opinion, yeah.
Well, I think all right, well, I guess we'll see. If
Um,
we go for a vote here, but
Yeah. I guess anyone have anything else to offer here? I'd like to make a motion that we advise the attorney to prepare this. Resolution is gonna have a couple little fine tuning points in it. And to prepare this and bring it back to us to consider. A second on that?
I'll second.
Okay, probably do a roll call on this one.
Councilman Harrington,
Aye.
Councilman Welsh,
Aye.
Supervisor Frazier,
Aye.
Councilman McGivney.
Aye.
Excuse me, Councilman Derland.
No.
Okay, thank you. Any public comment on town issues? Okay, we're gonna move into executive session. Oh. I just skipped over to the minutes. What
Yeah,
wa-
we never approved the minutes.
Yeah, what was the date on the minutes? Okay,
All right, I make a motion to approve the minutes from July 16th.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. We're gonna move into executive session to speak about possible hiring of a specific person. We will conduct no further business. Why don't we make that motion to pay the bills before we go?
All right, make that motion. We pay the bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so we'll do no further business coming back. I will mention that the next meeting is on September 3rd here at 7:30. That's next Wednesday. And that will put us back on schedule for the remainder of the year. And we will return after our executive session. Executive session, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, no decisions were made and no money was spent. And we have no further business, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
And I will repeat that our next meeting is next Wednesday, September 3rd here at 7:30. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sign vouchers.
Yeah, I will. Yep, I will sign away. Wait for Jack to come back.
Oh.